What's up, guys? This is Kansas City Keith, and today we've got a little bit of drone news. We're going to be talking about Amazon getting their FAA approval. Alright, so for Amazon getting their approval from the FAA, I've seen a lot of speculation and a lot of people who really aren't sure what's going on, but they really want to tell everybody else about it. So we definitely needed to get this out. Should have had it done last week. But last week, Amazon got their approval from the FAA. I've heard a lot of people say that it is the 107. Like, oh man, I wish I would have got my 107. 107 would be important right now. It's not. Those people don't even know what they're talking about. Amazon got permission under Part 135, which is a completely different section, hence the numbers are different. I've also heard a lot of people say that it's going to kill the hobby. The funny thing about that is they obviously don't know what they're talking about either, because before Amazon gets their drones in the air, we're going to get remote ID across the board. Like, people don't understand how one thing has to happen before another thing can happen. They get a little bit of news and they panic. So I'm not going to go into detail on drone ID, but we'll cover a couple little things about it. So first we got, right here, we got the New York Times. They covered it. Pretty much everybody was wanting to get a piece of it. They just did like a little excerpt on it. I wasn't too proud of what they had to say. They just kind of reiterated same thing everyone's said. Pretty much every single, you go to UAS Weekly, they covered it too, but just about everybody pretty much says the same thing, and they make this same quote. The one quote that has been said is, "This certification is an important step forward for Prime Air and indicates the FAA's confidence in Amazon's operating and safety procedures for an autonomous drone delivery service that will one day deliver packages to our customers around the world." And they're saying this is from the Amazon Prime VP, David Carbon. It's his statement that everyone's quoting, and it's about the only quote that anyone has, but they've all got it. So, we'll come over here to 135. We're looking at commuter and demand operations. There's also an and rules governing persons on board such aircraft. But considering you can't ride a drone, it's only about the commuter and the on-demand operations. So as we see, Part 135 is more extensive than the Part 107. There's a lot more to learn. Granted, some of it's for crew and people who are actually on board aircraft. It also is governing the Amazon. So a couple of important little sections here is the training, the section that goes into training. It's not very big, but it is detailed. You know, there's a lot of training that goes into it. There's a lot of information that you have to know. But if we go to subpart B, it has flight operations, which is, to me, always the most important part of a CRF is the flight operations, because that actually shows what exactly it really governs and what the part covers. So part 135 is covering these operations, and it's pretty intense, so I'm not going to cover it all. I invite you to do your own research. My favorite is Cornell Law. I like to go to Cornell for my part, for my CFRs. But yeah, so this is huge. This is way bigger than the Part 107. So I invite you to do your own research on it. It's an important thing to know, but you have to understand that before Amazon has hundreds and hundreds of drones flying around, we have to have remote ID first, and the skies are going to be safe. The hobby is going to be safe. The whole thing is people don't want people just flying, crashing into probably got to bleep that. But yeah, they don't want people flying and crashing into just being irresponsible pilots, and that honestly is the problem that we have right now. Is there's too many irresponsible pilots, and you know, there's a lot of people who don't even have their Part 107, and yet they're proud to call themselves drone pilots. And I mean, you know, they should. Everyone should be proud to call themselves drone pilots, but they should also do everything they can to educate themselves and become a better pilot. Every single day you have a chance to become a better pilot. I invite everyone to do so. So this last little bit we're going to cover is the actual remote ID. And so this doesn't necessarily show it, but in this first box here, it shows the drone sending off a constant signal. Okay, that signal in the idea of remote ID is that it sends the information of the drone, the information of the pilot, to nearby just anything that can receive that. So the idea is the Amazon drones will have a sensor that can sense this. So while you're flying around as your hobby, just having fun, and an Amazon drone come zipping by, the idea is it will know where you're at and it will avoid you. So you don't even have to do anything extra. You don't have to be like, oh man, there's a plane coming, so I need to, get grounded. No, none of that. It will do the extra deeds to avoid and keep everybody safe. So to summarize, Amazon has been looking for within 15 miles of the location. They want to deliver within 30 minutes, and it'll be packages up to 5 pounds. I think their approval, following the UPS and Alpha, has already gotten the same permissions. So it's not like this is new that the FAA is giving this out. But with Amazon getting it, I think that this is a great step towards a future for the industry, because right now we have so little regulation that pretty much anyone can go and buy a Mavic Mini and call themselves a drone pilot. And they should be able to, because you are a drone pilot at that point. But I think that there needs to be a level of credibility for the drone pilots, and we all need to hold ourselves to a higher standard, and we should also hold each other to a higher standard. And I think safety and regulation is going to be part of that. And I think this is a great step towards a better drone industry and a better tomorrow.